Yeah, I think they'd be much more likely to pick up something like a Phantom Assassin for Team, even facing the Wyvern. Or, yeah, I mean, they're going to have to pick up some hard carry, right? So regardless what they pick up, it's going to be pretty bad against Wyvern. Sven, PA.
What about the Arc Warden remaining for Team?
Yeah, that's very, very greedy. Their team would be so slow.
For Team? You think that'd be too greedy? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they need a. I feel like they need that position one that wants to farm, though, right? So what direction are you thinking then?
That's kind of why I like the PA or Sven idea, because they are able to fight and push towers with their team a little bit earlier on. They have this Enigma who likely will go for that Dominator pushing build, but at the same time he's just a generally greedy core. Sand King is relatively greedy as well. And while Kunkka is pretty aggressive, he still is a hero that eats up a lot of farm. So I think they need somebody that wants to fight. They don't want to necessarily just commit to going late game against Spectre.
Yeah. Huh, they do go the Timbersaw.
Is it Moo? I guess Bryle plays this a lot also.
It's Bryle, yeah.
Yeah, it's good against Kunkka too.
That's all saying. DK and Timbersaw decent matchups there, but they're just not the most popular right now. But again, he doesn't really mean crowd control either. So you were saying you do like the CC that they have. I'm a little concerned because the silence is good, but it is RNG. You're not guaranteed a silence from Pango. So
5 seconds remaining.
It's still the concern that I would have if you're J.Storm, but the matchup makes sense.
Remember that Rubik also technically has Burrow Strike, Sleep, and various other forms of stun available to him. So it's definitely going to be a lot on Fear to make sure that their team fights go well.
Medusa. Oh, that's a curveball right there of some sort. Because that's going to be Eternal Envy Medusa, so safe lane?
Safe lane Dusa, interesting. It is pretty good against the Pango in terms of shutting down his ability to use all of his mobility skills. In the lane, he's going to be in the creep wave a lot and eating those snakes. So that is okay in that sense. However, it's been a while since I saw a safe lane Dusa. It's usually put in the mid lane for a reason because it needs that early farm acceleration, level acceleration. So we'll have to see whether it's a little bit too slow.
Eternal Envy hasn't picked it yet.
He's going to play the Bane.
Support Medusa. Here we go. Yeah, it's going to be him and Medusa. Quick update, by the way. Zalotl did win Game 1 over Forward Gaming. I have the update there. So Zalotl up 1-0 over Forward. Again, going to keep an eye on that because the winner of that series plays the winner of this series, which right now J.Storm is up 1-0 themselves as we head into Game 2. So Medusa in the hands of Eternal Envy does have her own way of bringing a team fight, of course, with that Stone Gaze, and either to set up a black hole or vice versa after the fact. And team fight is godly on the side of Team. J.Storm's going to be much more about trying to find heroes individual and accelerating after the laning phase. And they do have some strong lane matchups with that in mind, but Team definitely brings the team fight to the table.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't say that Medusa's Stone Gaze in particular is overly good against anybody on J.Storm. Most of these heroes are going to be moving around so much in the fights that you're not just going to be staring at her anyway. It's not like a Lifestealer or Sven or PA who wants to jump on a hero and just kill them.
Yeah, that's fair. Team trying to force that third game. So here we are. The pause to talk it over. Figure out your strats, where you want to lane, etc. So if it's a standard, it's going to be a Medusa in the safe lane matched up against a Rubik Pango. Kind of trying to think if that. I suppose Medusa seems like she should be fine no matter what. It's just she's going to be with a support though, which is going to hinder her levels and experience. Unless they try lane, I guess they could. Well, so they wouldn't really try them though because Enigma is going to be that jungle they were talking about. But could they send like the Bane and Sand King top with Enigma pseudo jungle? and have Medusa
just
solo?
solo experience in the lane. I mean, they could, but usually how that works is the Enigma just kind of secures the first couple levels and then leaves the lane. And Medusa is really not a hero that can just step up in the off lane at any point. Whereas the Sand King, once he gets a couple levels in Burrow Strike and Sandstorm, is going to be a lot more survivable. So, you know, in some sense, that kind of makes sense. But at the same time, I think it would just ultimately be bad for Medusa in the long run.
All right. And we'll see what Team decides as waiting for Alex Mike to return.
Just put Bryle in the off lane with Kunkka. Medusa mid. That'd be better.
Wait, Bryle in the off lane?
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait, what? Now you're just confusing me.
Hey, man. This draft is confusing me.
I guess that is a possibility. That's something else, though, too, where you could send just in, Medusa mid. But they already got 2 Tango shared at Kunkka, so it's...
Yeah, it's obviously not happening, but...
Okay. All right, well, let's see again what they do coming out of this here. But it's going to be that the Timber Saw in the hands of Bryle. And for the matchup purposes in the lane, it makes sense. And it's not like a free Timber Saw game, though, throughout. It's sometimes you'll see games where Timber Saw just feels so good because the lack of crowd control, but that's not the case here. I mean, teams across the board, they have plenty of crowd control and ways to deal with the Timber Saw. So the lane's good, but I wouldn't expect Bryle to take off in this game with this Timber Saw just simply because of what he's up against.
Yeah, it kind of depends. I mean, he's going to be able to bully the Kunkka in lane, but once, Bane has Fiend's Grip, once Kunkka has a couple of items, then certainly the Timber Saw does fall off a bit. So it's going to be a matter of how far ahead Bryle can get by like level 6, 7, I think, and how bad of a game he can make Gunner have early on. Mm-hmm. It's one of those where it's kind of like the Quap Queen of Pain matchup, where it's like whoever gets the Orchid first just dominates the matchup.
Okay.
A lot of the time, if Bryle's able to get a Silver Edge or simply have the Bane rotate in, Bane has a good early game, then they can certainly kill the Timber Saw with their magic damage.
I wonder if we're going to see something like a Diffusal Blade on Forev as well, considering they're up against a Medusa.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. It's quite good against her. We'll definitely see a Diffusal Blade on Moo. Probably something like Drum's Manted Diffusal, I would imagine.
All right, IX Mike is back and getting an idea of how things potentially going to shape up here. It's pretty standard from the looks of it, at least on the Radiant side. Taking a look at J.Storm and what they're doing. Pango's heading bottom by himself currently. Could just be for the bounty runes, though, of course. As they have both supports more towards the bounty rune to the north.
Man, IX Mike, level 13 on Bane. That's a sad life. I don't know why you would ever play that hero that much.
It's a good hero. You don't find... I think Bane's kind of fun. He has some stuff that he can do as far as some sleep plays.
30 seconds to battle.
Positioning with the Fiend's Grip. I think he's a fun hero.
I'm making one of those really dude faces right now.
Hey, people like different play styles, all right?
Yeah, well, I'm a Dota player, and my opinion's the only one that matters to me, so...
True.
You know how it goes.
J.Storm's taking over the Radiant jungle, so they should be able to get both these bounty runes up here. Can Pango make a steal? He is going to get it. 3 for 1. Just going to dance it off. That's quite the taunt right there.
It's very suiting. It's very flamboyant for the Pangolier. He's a very flamboyant character.
Look at the Eternal Envy. He's going to block the initial, kind of. What are they doing? Oh, they're just... Okay. They're just running at the heroes.
They definitely can bully this line. Like, Rubik, Pango, not good at level 1.
Yeah.
Super.
Maybe they assumed Pango was going to try for a pull as well, so that's why they're doing this too. To really keep him from doing so. But either way, yeah, they're bowling like crazy. And maybe missed a CS or so, but They're going to force a lot of regen early on. So, seems like so far the correct choice from Team Team. How they're playing it. Oh my god, Timbersaul's already 6-2 though in the mid lane. 7-2.
He's just going to body this Kunkka early on.
And sure enough, Rubik is going for the pull. He's going to aggro the creep wave. And now Medusa will have to deal with last hitting under the tower. Thanks to that. Newsham's doing a pull of his own. No, never mind. That's what it's on.
Envy getting kind of low. Rev playing kind of aggressive here. He's letting Rubik just do this pull. Envy actually needs to be very careful here.
He's going for the turn. Almost catches Rev off guard, but Alexi swashbuckle the other way. Yeah, this lane is so weird because up here we have Bane and Rubik kind of just doing their own lane. Farming their own creeps. I don't know what to think of this. Medusa's coming up.
A few things. Envy's pretty low on mana.
Yeah, nothing to help with that. Do have some mangoes, I suppose, on Bane, but for now, gonna hold on to them. The brain sap's coming, but once again, Rubik will pull the creep wave. So that lane going to continue to have an issue there. Brax, he's farming the top lane. He's already level 4. Holy crap. You see March is level 1 next to him. Just hit level 2. Brax is having a fantastic time at the top lane, though.
He's got those 2 rings from Newsham, handing over the double ring of regen to give him an additional 4 HP regen per second, which allows him to just cut the creep wave over and over, farm the camps, doesn't really care about the harass too much.
And we do see the pretty traditional Enigma jungle coming out as a result again. Got a couple of clarities, but that's it. Eventually, again, going to get that ring back. Make the Helm of the Dominator more than likely, but for now,
it is going to give Moo a lot of free farm under the tower, however. And Brax can't really pressure Marsh with this build, so yeah, it's a trade-off that ultimately doesn't hurt J.Storm that much, I don't think.
Yeah, I guess it's just to carry that farm on Sand King, if anything. But the mid matchup continues to go the way as expected. 24-7 Timbersaw, 16-1 Kunkka. Winner does have the bottle delivered for now, but Timbersaw could just keep running up and spamming that whirling death. That's literally what he's doing.
Yeah, this lane is miserable for Kunkka. There's nothing you can do. You're so used to bodying other people with your Tidebringer being able to chip them down, but Timber's running with a constant 19 plus HP regen per second. He's got a salve on top of that. Full lane control denying you runes to refill your bottle.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, it's fair to say, Gunnar, again, how experienced he is on this hero. I'm sure he's faced this matchup plenty of times, so he knows, at least has an idea of what he wants to ultimately do against it. And he's getting some decent CS himself. Rubik's running through the jungle, meanwhile. Maybe trying to go for a courier. Courier's bottom.
4 minutes into the game, he's not going to find a courier snipe here. He's more so maybe setting up for a potential dive on Gunnar, I think.
What? He's going to suicide? Okay, no, that's all he's going to do.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That's weird.
Trying to maybe hope for a lucky courier snipe and then eventually the suicides as first blood does happen, though. Okay. Bryle does just simply run him down using the chakram and the whirling death.
Radiant's
level 6 came out, so the 5-minute bounty rune spawning, but Kunkka losing his life in the process. He'll TP back in. Uh-oh. He's in trouble again.
No. He's going to die here, too.
Timbersaw's got a soul ring. Can he get close enough? No. So Kunkka is going to live, but gets very low once again. Runs back up. That seems dangerous.
What?
Yeah. I don't know what he was thinking there. I mean, he has to know, especially by now, just how much damage that this hero can do against him, and I guess he just simply underestimated. So easy kill for Timbersaw, and that's 2 for him now.
Yep. Yeah, and Gunner's game is going to be very rough from here on out. Yeah, they're even going to bring Envy to the mid lane. Gunner is just going to go somewhere else. He can't be in this lane anymore. How will that fare for Envy? Who knows? Bryle should be able to just kind of walk him down too, I would think, since he's only level 5. And look at March. He's setting up for another play with Arctic Burn. That plus the Chakram slow is going to be pretty dangerous, even for this Medusa.
Yeah, Envy's playing it safe. He's doesn't have vision. Excuse me, of the
You say
Wyvern.
that.
Yeah, as he runs up. Oh, he's dropping his items. That was a little scary. And here comes Rubik. This should be a kill. All the mana's going to be gone. Another Whirling Death in a second. Okay, well, Mana Shield's actually doing plenty here. Brax coming in with the epicenter. They want the turn kill on Brawl. They might get it. They do lose Medusa. The sleep onto the Timbersaw. And the Brain Sap, that pure damage doing a work. So they do indeed get the kill on Timbersaw in return. That's got to feel good for Team at least.
Sure, but Moo is just free farming top and has 0 pressure in this lane. It's a 4-man rotation. Epi committed. Brax, who is having the best game for Team, has to rotate all the way to the mid just to help out his Medusa, who rotated to help out his Kunkka. And yeah, this map is going to get really, really small for Team very quickly.
As Timbersaw makes his way back to the middle lane. Arcane Boots online. Has the Eels queued up next. But yeah, we saw the numbers that they need to have a chance of taking out this hero is at least 3, if not 4. So Enigma, though, making his way top lane with the Helm of the Dominator. He's got a Hellbear Smasher with him. And they're going to pressure this tower, so the attack speed are going to help.
Dire's structures are
We're going to finally address Moo somewhat here, as he has been free farming.
This is definitely what they need to be doing right now. They need to do a lot of work with this Enigma since they dedicated him the jungle priority farm early. However, Ryle making the rotation to counter this.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Gonna be shut down.
Yeah, focus on the top lane there with a potential push, and actually Forev gets a solo kill. Bryle gets a solo kill, excuse me, on Forev, playing the Kunkka. So that's big for him, considering the start that he's had. Helps him jump up the net worth.
Gunner.
What did I say? I said Bryle. Oh, yeah, Gunnar. Excuse me. Yeah. Kunkka gets the kill. So, good find there, and he goes back to farming that safe lane. Trying to finish the phase boots, at least for now. So they don't end up getting that top tower, though, because of the rotations. Good defense put up by J.Storm.
Yeah, it does move Bryle out of the mid lane, which is where he wants to just kind of occupy and take up a lot of space. But actually, Team coming out ahead in terms of net worth so far. That's pretty surprising considering how things have been going.
I guess Pango, we really haven't touched on, but yeah, Pango's struggling. He's still under 2,000 net worth currently. He has a casual javelin, but no boots even on top of that. No regen really outside of the Tango. So yeah, he went right for the javelin.
Yep, and that Enigma jungle farm, you can see he's ahead of the Pangolier in terms of net worth and CS. And that means Black Hole's online, so probably looking to put on some pressure in one of these lanes with the Enigma ultimate.
At the 10-minute bounty runes kicking in here. Timbersaw nearby. However, Bane's coming in trying to steal it. And he sleeps, he gets it, but at what cost now? They're going to try to kill Mike at least, and should be able to, unless Gunnar can say something about it. This Splinter Blast connects. It's not enough damage, actually, so he's going to survive for now, but Bryle's still in hot pursuit. Chakram throwing down. Ixmac able to avoid another Timber Chain, though, and the Whirling Death finally does him in.
The gold change, though, does benefit Team there. 174 gold for much more than that, picking up the bounty rune.
Dire's top tower
See that soul ring on Moo. Mentioned this yesterday. It's just a good item on the hero for spamming that spectral dagger and farm efficiency. As he's going to make his way to the mid lane because top lane it is overtaken by Team between Sand King and Enigma. They do get the tower kill. Sand King, man, that's a rush on a Spirit Vessel. He already has that. Mid lane, by the way, pull back in on Spectre. The Fiend's Grip, they want this kill. They might get it. Wyvern's here. Only level 4, though, but with Pango rolling Thunder in, that will disrupt this. The Cold Embrace also helping, and Spectre's even looking to turn now. Maybe go for the turn kill to Ike's Mike. Drops a half-life. The Midnight Pulse is put down. No Black Hole, though. He doesn't have mana for it. He has the stick charges. He has enough mana now, but unable to get it off still. They do finally find the kill on Pango, and Pango going to be the only one dead after all of this. So that was an interesting result. It seemed like that was going to be a turn for J.Storm, but Team they spread enough, and they got more rotations coming in.
Yeah, unfortunately, they weren't able to kill the Spectre. Brax had already used the Burrow Strike to get in there. So Moo's able to walk away. However, Team is showing some signs of life here, and I do love this Spirit Vessel rush. It's going to completely nullify the Timbersaw advantage early on in this game. Yeah, but, however, there is a Yules now on Bryle, so they're going to need multiple Spirit Vessel charges to take him down.
Spirit Vessel rush though on an offlane Sand King, that to me is the...
No, I like it, personally.
Because that's like over the drums, over, you know, Vlad's maybe, just you get these auras, even earlier Blink, but yeah, you really high priority on the Spirit Vessel.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have Spirit Vessel, then you can't kill Timbersaw. And if you can't kill Timbersaw, you're going to have a very hard time actually pressuring.
Okay. Well, again,
it also counters the Wyvern as well.
Oh, true, with the Cold Embrace, yeah. Well, he's going to continue farm at the top lane. Again, doesn't have any charges on it currently. As Enigma is heading back up here as well. The boots finish on Enigma, so again, his farm is looking very good. Continues to be ahead of the offlane Pango on the other side. So yeah, the net worth for Team as a team, now 2,000. It's been in that area for the last 3 or 4 minutes. But the overall farm, as far as the individual farm even, Timbersaw is leading the way big time. He's got a Yules, and he's working on the Holy Locket. This is an item we've seen on a Timbersaw a couple of times. One of the few heroes where we're going to see this item potentially.
Yeah, probably Holy Locket into Bloodstone, likely, maybe.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, yeah. So even more reason why that Spirit Vessel is necessary.
Is under attack.
Yep. Nushan putting on pressure in the top lane. This is good. Good play by the Enigma.
Radiant's middle tower is
under attack. Coming in though. Yeah, Frev joining. But Mike's a little too fast. He's out of there. He's got the boots in the wind lane. He's running at 380 move speed. Spectre, we are going to see the Radiance build on Moo, by the way. It's funny saying that because we really haven't been seeing a lot of these Radiance builds on Spectre in the last couple of days, but it is so, for the longest time, been a pretty normal build.
Yeah, I think we saw him do this exact build yesterday once, which was the Soul Ring into Radiance Rush. The Soul Ring does give him some pretty nice stats and allows him to spam the dagger off of cooldown to farm, which is a very good farming tool.
Brax is setting up mid. Now, again, he doesn't have charges on the Spirit Vessel is the issue. So if he did, maybe they could have tried to go for a play on Timbersaw, but without the Spirit Vessel, it doesn't seem like it's a possible kill.
Yeah, they need to find some kills, get some charges on this item. That is one downside to rushing it, is if you're not involved in the kills early on, you don't have to earn with charges to turn into a Spirit Vessel.
We're going to rotate back towards the bottom lane. Spectre is farming it by himself for now. 15-minute bounty runes are coming in. You got Gunnar and Ike's Mike trying to take the other one. Moo will realize that and just simply give it up. So this actually should be a 3-for-1 for Team. Although Timbersaw, he comes in quickly, and Enigma now in trouble. The Haunt in as well. Gonna get an assist out of this if anything. Fear will take credit for the kill. So they do at least make Enigma pay.
And Fear has X, so this is a dangerous moment for Team. No Black Hole and a Rubik with one of the best catching spells if they want to get aggressive here. And they do.
Gonna be fine. Again, Stone Gaze ready. Everything's ready. Black Hole included. As Enigma's up in 5 seconds. So, yeah, you do kind of continue to worry about that if you're J.Storm. You don't want to dive too deep into a potential team fight. Let's know what Team has in terms of responding. And also just let your Spectre farm, which that's exactly what they're doing. 3,000 gold now saved up. What is Kunkka's item choice, by the way? He went Armlet. Okay. Armlet into a BKB, so wants that mix of farm, but also some raw damage early on.
Regeneration.
Yep, the extra stats and armor is going to be nice. Since he's losing those stats to Timbersaw a lot of the time.
Aether Lens finished on Rubik. He's not rushing an Ags necessarily. We mentioned how actually high priority it feels like it is this game for a Rubik, but he's got other ideas in mind, and a Yule's, a Blink, maybe an Ags down the line, but not priority.
Sure, I mean, Yule's is pretty high priority against Kunkka. You got to imagine that the Kunkka is going to be targeting you in these fights, and so you want to be able to save yourself from the X combo. Aether Lens, of course, very good for stealing the black hole or any other important ability.
Sand King, he's got a Guardian Greaves almost finished. Or not almost, still needs the big recipe of 1800 eventually, but he is working on it. He's got the one component left essentially. So that's, again, he won't have a Blink Dagger, but he is going to bring items, definitely help win these team fights even more. Bane, caught in no man's land. Caught on a mission. Top lane. No, that's just Timbersaw porting up here to push it back. Now he's got the Holy Lock of finish, as we see.
Still no charges on the Spirit Vessel. Brax, they need to smoke with like a Fiend's Grip and the Sand King. Get him some charges. It's very important that they do that.
Oh, engagement. Duchamp going to be caught, lifted up, tossed back in. Still in the Eidolons, it looks like right there. Pango trying to get away. Nice job with the Winter's Curse. Enigma probably going to fall to this. Yes, the Whirling Death after the fact gets the kill. Now Kunkka, he's in trouble too. Bane in the area. Gunnar running. Armlet toggle. It's not going to be enough, though. It's just too much damage. Moo credit for the kill there. And now as a team, J.Storm could push this mid-tier 1.
It was a very weird spot. Why was he just running through there to the mid lane?
It seems like Team's kind of just been patrolling almost back and forth. Kind of controlling that area. I mean, you do see the ward they have there as well, but yeah, it goes back. You just like the no charges on the Spirit Vessel. It's not that they're not trying necessarily, but they're having trouble just finding any opportunity.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, there are a bunch of pretty hard kills on J.Storm, but you do have the Fiend's Grip, you do have the Black Hole. I'd like to see team prioritizing using those. However, Envy is farming very well on this Medusa. He's been left completely alone here in the bottom lane and is working his way towards the Scotty after finishing Manta. Top of the net worth, and that is where a lot of the net worth discrepancy is coming from, that and the Medusa. Or that and the Enigma.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, Manta finished, 2,200 gold saved up. This Medusa, more than 1,000 net worth higher than anyone else in the game, so very good news for Team T in the 4,000 net worth lead. The Spectre, though, just about having the Radiance, as Arcane Boots going to be purchased again by Timbersaw in the area. So this slow, it's hard to gauge, I guess, who's really having the advantage here with a slow game, as Winter Wyvern's going to get caught. Is this going to be a kill? Yes.
Hey, Spirit Vessel charges.
Got to. Suddenly, they're a little bit more of a threat to kill the Timbersaw. And it might come into play here.
Yeah, that's a really big deal. They would love to fight now.
The ship coming out, a.k.a. the Shark. Gunnar, he's going to live, drinks a rum. Pushed over the ledge. The Stone Gaze also activated by Eternal Envy, forces J.Storm to somewhat retreat. As
Radiance
Asleep also
online, by the way.
Up on Spectre. Yeah, he has the Radiance, but they're not going to be able to engage. The Radiant team just falls back. And 20-minute bounty runes coming in.
Gold from my chest.
Gold!
5,000 net worth lead now, so it actually feels, it's starting to feel a lot better for Team. And again, Timbersaw was a threat and everything, but I still go back to the crowd control that Team has throughout this game. It's Timbersaw is going to somewhat scale off, it feels like.
Yeah, it's always kind of been a hero like that. He's incredibly hard to play against in the laning stage, and then for the next 10 minutes or so, he seems to be basically immortal. But after that, he's just kind of an annoyance. He's like a bristleback. You can basically just ignore him for most of the fight.
Yeah.
Or you get the item that counters him, Silver Edge, Spear Vessel, that kind of thing, and he becomes
Radiant's
a pretty
bottom
low
tower
impact
is
hero.
under attack.
Oh, free Roshan.
Has fallen to the Radiant.
Yeah, team. Making some very good moves.
Radiant structures
They didn't even
are
try to
fortified.
contest that. Instead, they're pushing the bottom tier 2 on the side of J.Storm,
Radiant's
including
bottom
Spectre.
tower is
He's
under
kind of
attack.
here just chilling with the team. Again, has that Radiance. Not getting the most efficient farm since then, though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And now Moo's going to TP over to his own jungle.
Radiant's
And you see a
bottom
couple of
tower
lines
has
being drawn by the
fallen.
Wyvern there. My guess would be, you know,
Dire are scanning.
trying to maybe reclaim their jungle is where the thought process is there. Because Team does have control of the
Dire's
Dire
top
jungle right
tower
now. They've
is
had
under
for a
attack.
little bit.
Dire's structures
Yep, and
are
Nusham is
fortified.
closing in on this BKB, so going to be just the Wyvern who has the ability to stop it once that comes out.
Spectre.
And pure damage, pretty good against Spectre.
Dire's
Spectre's
top
chasing.
tower
Enigma's going to go for the
has
TP play. The Malphite stun's helping, but it's not enough. He gets stopped by a Torrent, and Nusham picked off. So we still have yet to see a black hole. Oh, and they also catch Kunkka. That's big. Enigma was one thing, but to find Gunnar as well before he TPs out, so it ends up being 2 kills, and that's where J.Storm will thrive, is you kind of catch Team in panic mode and caught out individually.
Yeah, panic mode is the right word for it. Team, they need to just be a little bit more clean in their movements and their, backing off when they rotate, that kind of thing. I don't feel like Kunkka should die there. He also didn't buy the next component on his Mithril Hammer, so lost quite a bit of gold as well.
And net worth lead, cutting a bit here, favoring J.Storm.
Scotty's almost done for Envy, though.
Yeah, and with the Aegis. With Team and their team fight, tier 1 is still up bottom. Like, they have to kind of group and push, it feels like.
And he's kind of alone here.
God, he's such a tough kill, though. And they can't necessarily burst him down, so. A snake going to come out, so Forever will lose a little bit of mana there. And he just delivered the Eye of Scotty. He's just going to run down middle lane. They're going to go for tier 2. And this kind of goes to the point I was just making right there, that Team, with an Aegis especially, and with their team fight,
Dire's middle
let's just
tower
group and
is
go.
under attack.
Yeah, Haunt is up. They need to be a little wary of that. But okay, so Brax does have a Blink Dagger, so yeah, he needs to be pretty careful about when he uses Epicenter because of that.
So he chose to go Blink instead of the Guardian Greaves just yet. Of course, we'll go Guardian Greaves completed next, but yeah, wanted the Blink first.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This is a free tier 2, though, and it feels like this
Dire's
is, again,
middle
back to
tower has
what
fallen.
Team should and needs to be doing. Are they actually going to go tier 3 this time? Because I go back to you as well. There's still a tier 1 bottom they could go for, but they are going to go sieging for now. And Timbersaw, he's taking some decent damage. Having a Timber Chain away.
And we're gonna steal some more mana. Oh, Fear stealing the mana back.
Got him. Spectre's been pushing the bottom lane during this. And it feels like Team will have to actually fall back and respond to it. Yeah, that's actually a really good ability to have stolen for Rubik against the Medusa.
Envy is completely alone on the shrine. This is what I'm talking about. Their retreats are very
Odd.
uncoordinated.
Yeah. He's going to stay alive, but they just used a Stone Gaze and a ship to do that. And they're still running. Because a couple of big ultimates are down. Winter's Curse catches Kunkka in place. Fiend's Grip, meanwhile, locking down Pango. And the Stone Gaze from Fear being used on top of this. So they are going to kill Pango. Gunnar going to be stunned up. They'll buy back from Pango. As Team wants to go back in themselves now. Pango's back into the fight. Fear, and he's going to get picked off. Rev, now he's caught in a bad spot. Moo trying to help out the best he can, but he can't do a whole lot to the Sand King right now. Trying to block him, and now Moo's in trouble. I have Scotty slow over the ledge with the Spectral Dagger, though. Pango was picked off for a dieback. And Team continues to go further. Again, there's still a tier 1 tower up, so they'll need even to address that first. But they, yeah, awkward kind of fallback, but it ended up working out for them.
Yeah, I think it just kind of goes to show that Team is at this power peak right now with the Aegis and that BKB Black Hole. Gunner with the BKB as well. And Aegis does time out though, so Team needs to be a little bit more careful here with Envy's positioning.
They still have Black Hole, they still have Epicenter, they got a ship. Stone Gaze is up in 13 seconds, so they will have everything once that's ready. Well, with the tier 3 tower kill, that might be satisfying enough for the Radiant side. Looks like that'll be the case. So, actually, Kunka's going to come back with the X. There is a double damage here, too, but they don't see it. So, they're not going to pick that up, at least yet.
And Moo is out on his own. Just had the Manta style delivered.
Shrine is under attack.
He'll use it and send the illusions out. Trying to keep this bottom lane pushed in. So Team instead going to go for the shrine kill.
Dire's bottom shrine
And again, we still have not even seen a black hole attempted yet, but hasn't really been needed.
That's the threat of it.
Yep.
It does most of the work on Enigma. Gunner has been randomly caught out in the mid lane.
Lift it up. There's a Pango swashbuckle on two. Timbersaul's running out there, forcing a PKB out of this.
Not so safe,
However, they are going to pull back in Timbersaw, but with the Yules, he'll stay alive for now. Stonegaze in the face, though. He's at half-life. He's in trouble. He's going to die. In fact, the Spirit Vessel helping, no doubt. Timbersaw does have a buyback.
Yep, and Moo cuts the wave, so there's no opportunity to actually capitalize on that kill. They will have to just go to the bottom lane, and there's no BKB or Stone Gaze.
Under attack.
So with the BKB on Enigma, all they have is the curse, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I guess depending on what Rubik has stolen, because there's a couple that he could. Mystic Snake is not going to do it, though.
Nope. He can steal the Fiend's Grip, he can steal the Black Hole, and then Black Hole the Enigma with his Aether Lens, having extra range.
True.
That'd be pretty funny.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's top tower.
This is going to be a free siege for Team. It seems like. Again, still with the threat of the Black Hole, the ship, the Epicenter. It's hard for J.Storm to fully
backdoor
commit.
Kicks in. This is not good.
Oh, that is not good. In fact, now Medusa's caught by the Rolling Thunder a couple of times. The ship comes out, though, so he's tanky as hell. Heals on up, and they're committing on the side of J.Storm. Gunner's going up at the back door. They're not going to kill this Rax. I don't know why they're trying so hard. Epicenter going off, though. Winter Wyvern's caught. He popped his curse already. He is going to fall to the Epicenter, but Team trying to retreat now. As Sand King poured it out. Medusa, though, can't pour it out. She's lifted up and slammed to the ground. She's out for 70 seconds. The chase continues. Nusham is also being chased as well. Still has a BKB. No point to use it at this time, though. Double kill for Moo. The coordination just seems off for Team. That continues to be the theme from yesterday as well, or day number 1, I should say.
Yeah, Nusham just immediately started backing out. That was a very 50-50 play if I've ever seen one. They pushed in the bottom lane, hoping to be able to take the mid racks while the bottom lane backdoor protection was broken. But it wasn't even close. Like, they got the tower down pretty low, but they had no mid creeps, and the bottom lane creeps died pretty early on, so no racks. And J.Storm probably could have capitalized there, but they're a little bit scared of the buyback on Enigma, I think, even though it doesn't exist.
Yeah, he's up soon. Enigma does purchase a Blink Dagger now, so he'll finally have a bit more of a threat with that Black Hole than even before. Especially with the BKB, but J.Storm holds, and still a 9,000 net worth lead for the Radiant side. Moo, though, this farm, he's got a Diffusal Blade now. So he's not much better against the Medusa and just in general, as far as the damage output goes.
Gunner's under vision here.
He's got his back up.
Top tower is under
Timbersaw with the Heaven's Halberd.
Precious bounty.
Yeah, great item against Medusa. It's going to force EE to eventually get a BKB. But until he has that, he's going to be pretty useless
Radiant's top tower
in
is
these
under
fights.
attack.
Well, that doesn't even remove it, does it?
If you get it
Oh,
off
like, so you're
you
saying
can't get a
beforehand.
halberd.
Yeah, okay. Roshan, what are we looking at here? 50 seconds
Invisibility.
before Roshan is up. Of course, could have been up by now. Looks like it was actually going to be a longer respawn. So that's to the benefit of J.Storm. They'll take the longer respawn, but we'll see if they're able to move out there and try to prevent it. Again, the Vision game, they have a ward mid lane right here that they were able to place. But for all they know, Roshan's happening right now, so they don't have a scan up either to be able to check it. Bango's trying to build a defusal too, so he's finally going to go for it. He had the whole Guardian Griefs queued up. He almost got there. Instead, though, he figures the defusal blade's pretty high priority at this time. And Medusa just got a butterfly. So she is really online now. She's level 20, gets the Mystic Snake cooldown, so of course that 25 is now the mana talent to be had.
Radiant's top tower is
As the
under
pack
attack.
leader Aura, the wolf following her around. So Roshan is going down very quickly. J.Storm moving into position.
Radiant are scanning.
They're going to get here just about when Aegis is about available.
Timbersaw, distraction. Gunner's low.
Very early BKB.
Popping it very early indeed. Winter Wyvern coming in with the curse on the back. That's all Medusa locking her down. And Kunkka's also distracted by it. He got his ship off at least. Helping things out, but a very distracted fight, no doubt. Stonegaze popped by Eternal Envy. However, going to be lifted up. Roshan still has plenty of life. Timbersaw, though, he's out of mana currently. The Black Hole on top of Timbersaw. That was really it. Roshan goes down, but Moo takes it. Moo grabs the Aegis in front of Medusa, and now Eternal Envy's on the run. He got both of them. The clicks are real, Diablo 2 style. Medusa in trouble, lifted up. That defusal burn doing work. The grip, though, Spectre, he's going to be cold embraced. He'll be fine for now. Pops the Manta style, but the Sand King stunned at the last second, and down goes Moo. He has the Aegis, though. He's coming back up. Gunner, armlet toggles, trying to run north. Timbersaw and Rubik in pursuit, though, so he'll end up falling. And they do catch up to, that was Ike's Mike right there on that Bane. So 3 currently dead on the Radiant side. There was a buyback from Bane. That was the only one. No, Timbersaw did a buyback as well. That's right.
Radiant's
Throughout
middle
the fight
tower
here,
is
but
under attack.
steal.
Steal by Moo, really changing the pace of the game. And Envy threw the snake at the very end at a far target, so it didn't come back to him in time to give him mana to survive that burst damage from
Radiant's middle
Timbersaw.
tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower
And 35
is under
seconds
attack.
for Medusa. On paper, the Wombo combo, the team presence is so strong for Team, but we have yet to see any really kind of connection this whole game with their ultimates together. I mean, getting sieged on is perhaps the best chance. The Black Hole stolen. It's canceled, though, immediately by Nusham. Rubik getting low. Nusham forced a BKB out of him as he runs away.
Radiant's top
So they
tower
will
is under
save the
attack.
tier 3, though. J.Storm not able to capitalize in that sense, but in fact, it's poured in from Bane and from Kunkka and from Enigma. They're trying to catch J.Storm running. The curse is not going to save him.
Moo's gonna get out.
Radiant's top tower has
Does help
fallen.
a Spectre get out, though. I don't know what to make of it after, I guess, again,
Radiant's
J.Storm
top tower
not
is
only
under
hanging in this
attack.
game, but gaining a bit of momentum themselves. It'll just come down to, though, can Spectre do enough to really carry this game?
Yep, that and who's going to blink first to some extent? Who's going to make that critical mistake that breaks the game wide open? Both teams have flirted with losing their racks, but so far, no serious building damage as Mike goes down.
So Bane going down. So 35-minute bounty runes to come. All right, Rubik, he is going to try to prioritize the Ags now over the Blink Dagger. He's already got a point booster picked up. So Fears get in there.
Yeah, he's been getting his steals off because of the Aether Lens as well. So he's going to go for the 2-second steal.
Enigma Shadow Blade picked up. Another way to help get in there. The black hole's off, of course. It's helpful when that Radiance burn kicks in. You can't get a Blink Dagger off.
Yep, definitely. He's going for the full late game carry Enigma build with the Ags Refresher queued up next. It's one of the best ways to deal with Spectre. It's just pure damage, destroy her.
How's Timbersaw looking? He's got a Lotus Orb now. He's also level 22. So he's working with that 50% cooldown reduction that he got at level 20, which is pretty good not only for his skills, but his items as well. It's definitely helpful. But 25s are going to start happening in the near future. Both teams kind of on their side of the map currently.
Yeah, we do see that Bloodstone queued up for Bryle as that next item. Already has many, many defensive capabilities.
Defusal on Pango, is that finished yet? And he's got 1,800 gold. He's still trying to. He actually did go the full Guardian Greaves. Okay.
Yeah. Picks up a gem too. So he's pretty utility on this Pango, but with that Diffusal Blade, he'll definitely provide quite a bit of damage. Double damage on Medusa. That's a pretty big deal for Eternal Envy.
They find Timbersaw. They do have a Spirit Vessel charge. Going to throw that on. The Haunt's activated, though, from Spectre. And Brax is dying in the midst of this. Brawl gets out. Not the most mana to work with, but a lot of distraction. Midnight Pulse is down. Got to be careful walking over that. Moo, he might have went too far into this. He's in a bad spot. The grip. Look at that. That's a long grip right there. Lowsworm is not going to save him. It looks like he's getting so low, but the cold embrace comes out. Here comes the epicenter, though, and down goes Spectre. Now can kill himself to do that. Thanks to dispersion, but hey, he gets the kill worth it. Fierce also going to fall. Medusa standing strong in the midst of that whole fight. That is more like it. I mean, no black hole happening, but that was more of a actual team fight for Team.
Yeah, no buyback on the Spectre, so Team is just going to run right up. And once Moo doesn't buy back, they might go for more.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Fortification kicking in.
Dire's middle
Look at the
barracks
spread.
are under attack.
Playing
Black
it well.
hole is still available too.
Yes, it is. And the ship back up.
Assault Cuirass helping this Medusa just siege down these buildings.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
35 seconds still on Spectre. They're going to try to cut bottom, and will they sneak in? They had a creep wave middle, but they choose not to.
And we're just stealing some mana from these creeps. Oh, looks like they're going to back out.
Yeah. Well, they got one set of racks. Definitely got something out of it. But yeah, that's...
Radiant's
Moo,
top
he
tower
definitely went a little too far in himself. Bane did a good job. He applied Enfeeble and then popped the Fiend's Grip, and that's a long Fiend's Grip with the Enfeeble on you.
Yeah, Mike finding a very good spot. The Pango ulti, a lot of the disables were used super early on trying to kill Brax, which meant that Bane was left kind of as the forgotten man, and he was able to lock down that Spectre in a very critical moment in that fight.
The fact he wasn't even able to get the cheese off on Spectre kind of shows you just how much lockdown it was. So he has a BKB queued up. Again, that doesn't help against Fiend's Grip necessarily, but hell, even Stone. I mean, there's still. It really is a funky BKB game because there's still plenty that you can be hit by, despite having the BKB active. So I'm actually looking at it now and wondering, is that the best choice? Maybe instead, another direction you could go the Heart, the Eye of Scotty route, just bulk up instead.
Yeah, both are definitely viable options. Besides the BKB, I think the BKB will allow him to, hunt down and do a bit more damage in these fights, find those backliners, find the critical hero without having to deal with, the sleep, which has been shutting him down quite a bit in these fights also. Of course, the stun from Sand King, Kunkka.
Yeah. Well, team. Trying to control more of the map with some wards. 40-minute bounty runes coming down. Of course, that also means the double rune in general. As regen's picked up and haste is bottled. Haste bottled by Medusa. They're chasing. I want to try to catch up maybe to Timbersaw, but cannot do that. Level 24 on Medusa and Timbersaw. Of course, Medusa's the really big one. 1,000 mana.
Dire's top shrine.
She does a nice Scotty though, so it does beg that question: is does she go the uses modifier talent instead? But man, 1,000 mana is really hard to pass up.
So much HP, and since she is that siege tank for their team, it's definitely, like you said, very hard to pass up. Doesn't have any other modifiers either, so
yeah,
it's like
That's what I was gonna say. If you had two, then I think it could warrant it for sure. But just the one, nah, probably not worth it. Is gonna queue up a Mjolnir.
God, this is scary. With the Solar Crest from Brax, Medusa has 80% damage reduction.
Yeah, tough kill. Does Pango have the defusal yet? No. He could buy it. He definitely could buy it. He still have buyback, so. Middle lane, Nusham, they have Sentry here. Obviously, they'll scout that out. Timbersaw purges off the Malphus stun. As he has his 25 talent, the first one to do so, the Fortune under Timber Chain range. Is the pickup there.
Quick as a snake.
So even that much harder to kill. Timberlemmy's going to run after him, though, with a haste rune and get him to Timber Chain away. But right now, J.Storm is being somewhat constricted to their base outside of Spectre as he continues to push the bottom. This has been the one lane that it seems like J.Storm's been able to control somewhat. As another haste rune spawns here. But Roshan's up in 25 seconds. And you see teams kind of positioning themselves. They don't really have the greatest vision up here on the north side for a Roshan. May get that down soon. Timbers, he might be in trouble.
Oh, committed.
Yeah, they're going for this. Heals on up, though. Stonegaze popped as Medusa's charging in, but the greatest thing to do against that is run away. That's what J.Storm does. You see off to the left. Oh, another Fiend's Grip. Again, Moo's in trouble over here. Now they're locking down Medusa. She can't do a whole lot. Now because the Race. The Black Hole's locking down as well further, but the damage is not really the most. Now here comes Medusa, finally joining the party. And Spectre, he ate the cheese. He's still dropping too fast. Down goes Spectre. He has a buyback. He might need to use it here. He wasn't able to get his haunt off even throughout that fight, by the way. Wyvern's already bought back. Now, everything nearly committed. They still have Epicenter, but there's the buyback. There's the haunt, and here we go for J.Storm. Can they capitalize? The man is being burned. Turtle Heavy. He's healing up, though. The Mystic Sing coming through. The Cold Embrace on move. The stolen Black Hole coming out from Fear. It's going to be stopped, though, pretty quickly as he ends up time. And Turtle Heavy holding his ground, and he's going to win the battle with the help of the Epicenter. Team looking good now. Double kill for Brax in the end.
Solar Crest doing work.
Keeps him alive. Bryle, he's going to be slept up for ages. That's a long sleep, thanks to the enfeeble.
Oh my God.
The stun to follow.
You're going nowhere.
You are not going anywhere. The Spirit Vessel, he's going to get the heals and the Lotus at the last second. Is it enough? No. He's on a dieback. It's just Pango to try to prevent a Game 3 here. They're just going to call it. GG. We are going Game 3 as Team finally pulls through here in the second game. And it seemed like that they were potentially going to do so for a while, but J.Storm kept on holding on long enough. But in the end, it is a victory for Team.
Yeah, Medusa just way too big for J.Storm to deal with. And Timbersaw kind of falling off as well. That Solar Crest helping out Medusa survive that very last fight. Man fighting a Spectre. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, close call there. Hell of a battle to finish things off in the end, of course. But again, great play by Team to ultimately come through from them. 7-1-9 Sand King. Yeah, he was a tough kill throughout that game. Brax definitely had a hell of a game, and the laning phase obviously went very well for him. Did good throughout, but not much else to say there other than we got a game number 3 on our hands, and that's always exciting. Ultimately, that spot to the MDL Disneyland Paris Major on the line, the third and final spot. You have to win this. You also then have to win another best of 3, which will be happening after this series, but one step at a time. Will it be Team? Will it be J.Storm? Moving on in the next round, well, we're going to find out next as I'm BreakyCPK, joined by Elevated. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.